It's the Jim Fannin Show. We've come to take your mind.
Am I still on? About 40 minutes. You can shoot some questions into the comments if you want. We've got an election coming up in Canada. Buckle up and welcome aboard. I've been cranked for my last few interviews. We had Ash Boo Schultz up on Wednesday. From USS, a Canadian legend. Oh, and I forgot to start out with Max's pretty picture in the studio there. There he is, right there. This is where you find him on the socials, on the Twitter, X, on the Gram, People's Party on the Gram, on the Fake Book, and on YouTube. The PPC has a channel there. There you go. There he is again on the Twitter. And Max, I appreciate your time. I know it's a crazy time for you. How you feeling? Where you at?
I'm feeling very good. I'm very pleased to be with you. We may have a lot of things to discuss. Everything is happening in the news right now, in the US, here in Canada. So I'm happy to be with you tonight.
All right. So tell us about the latest thing, the debates. You're excluded. What are you going to do to get in them?
I'll do everything for this election for us to have our first candidate elected. As you know, we may have an election this spring or maybe in fall, October of this year, with a new leader for the Liberal Party. But, I hope that I'll be able to participate in the national debate. We had a bad news this week, as you may know. They told us they put new rules, new regulations for us. It would be more difficult for me to participate in the national debates. It's sad. They are afraid of us. They are afraid of our ideas. They're afraid about what we are saying in a common sense. But it's a battle. And we will do everything to try to change that decision. I don't know. There's right now maybe 50% chances that I can be at these leaders' debates.
What's your take on Trump's tariffs? These guys are riding this thing like, they're standing up like big internet bullies and saying Trump, like they are right. It still hasn't died. Usually you got a news cycle, something flares up, it's got 3 days and it's gone. These guys are riding this thing till the finish line. What's your take on the tariffs?
Well, Trump is having fun. He's a good negotiator. He knows that, we have a leader that is very weak, Justin Trudeau, a leader who resigned, and the Liberal Party of Canada is not popular also. He's having fun. I will start by the annexion and what he said that Canada can be the 51st state. I can tell you it won't happen. And I will tell you why. Trump is a good politician, also a good businessman. And I believe that he doesn't want another California. Yes, Canada, 40 million people, like in California. And Trump may know that they did a poll in Canada just before the presidential election in the US, and they were asking if they would support Trump or Harris, and 65% of Canadians said that they would have voted for Harris. 65% of them. So I don't believe that Trump will want to have all these Democrats part of the US. That will change the US forever. So that being said, no annexion, and I'm doing politics like Trump. I'm fighting for Canadians. I'm putting Canadian first and the sovereignty of our country first. And Trump, I'm pretty sure he understands that. About the tariff, the 25%. You know, Trump, during his campaign, he said that he will fight inflation because also in the US, they have inflation more than 2%, like us here in Canada. So if you impose 25% tariffs on all our export, who will pay that? That will be American consumers. So he's doing that to be sure that Canadian and our establishment politicians understand he really wants us to control our borders, to secure our borders. And that will start with a moratorium on immigration and the deportation of all illegals. And Trump is saying that because we must admit, we are a threat to the national security of the Americans and also to our own national security.
Sure. Yeah.
Why I'm saying that? I'm saying that because last year and the last 3 years, the Americans were able to stop about 400 terror suspects, and more than 80% of them were coming from Canada. And last year, they were able to arrest at their borders about 100,000 illegals crossing our border from Canada to the US. So Trump is fed up with that. And if we are controlling our borders, stopping that mass immigration, and at the same time investing in our own defense, with our agreement is to invest about 2% of our GDP. We are investing right now less than 1%. So if we do all that, we'll be able, I presume, to have a good deal with the American and Trump. So he may impose Monday a tariff of 2 or 3%, just to be sure that we understand what he wants. And we have to work in line with that, and we have to explain to him that we have a good relationship, a friendship relationship for the last 200 years, and we are good neighbors, we are allies. So there's a lot of things that we can do together. Let's work together, but it won't be in our advantage to have a trade war or economic war with US. We won't win that. That will hurt us very badly, but also the US and
just using
US consumers.
For sure, leverage. I'm just switching over here. CBC's riding this out right now. Trump tariffs. I mean, I haven't turned CBC News on since I got down here. I'm not in Canada, so I can't feel the changes. I don't see what's going on a daily basis, but my friends do. And I had a Twitter comment here, a question actually, while we're on immigration. I mean, with the rising crime we're seeing and police not being able to control crime, would you ever consider making it legal in Canada to conceal and carry so Canadians have the right to defend themselves if needed? I don't see what's going on, but I hear it. And along that same line, because I hear it going back to our border, immigration is a huge topic with you. I cannot wrap my head around the fact that the government is subsidizing immigrants' wages, and our white kids, for lack of a better term, our native kids, our Canadian kids, whatever their color, and Twitter is always like, wow, we can't get a job for our son because immigrants, they subsidize half the wages? Is that for real? And they wonder what's going like. I don't get it. I don't feel it. But if you can speak to that, I'd also like you to get out your points, starting with the number one issue and how you differ from the Conservatives.
Yeah, but speaking about all these immigrants that are coming to our country. it's supposed to be because we may have a shortage of labor in our country. That's not the case right now. We may enter in a recession soon, and Trudeau open our borders with mass immigration to please big businesses, to please these big corporations. And by doing that, they are able to have people coming here and take, yes, the jobs of Canadians. So if you want to put your country first, you are working for Canadians, and that's why we will stop mass immigration. That's having an impact on jobs, yes, but that's having an impact also, as you know, on the housing. It's very difficult to be able to have an affordable house in big cities in Canada. So the way to solve that, it's supply and demand. You cut the demand, you have a moratorium that will help, and the prices will go down. Also, it's about our standard of living. Our economy is growing, our GDP is growing. The economic pie is growing, but our piece of the pie is smaller. Why? Because the GDP per capita is going down. So our purchasing power is going down, our standard of living is going down. That's because of mass immigration. And now we have all these people, last year, more than 1.2 million of them. They're coming here, they don't have a job, we have to pay for them. The federal government is paying to put them in hotels. So we need to stop that. So that's having a huge impact, and that will be the core of our campaign this year, because we are the only national political party that is speaking about that. So you did ask me about the difference between us and the conservative and the liberals. That's the biggest one. Immigration, climate change. Pierre Poilievre. Oh, that was so fun this week. We saw Mark Carney, maybe the new leader of the Liberal Party of Canada, that was for the carbon tax. But he said, we have to fight climate change, but we won't impose a carbon tax. We will axe the tax. He will axe the carbon tax like Poilievre. So we may not have an election on the carbon tax because Poilievre and Carney, the Liberals, are on the same page about that. Axe the tax, the carbon tax, but put more regulations and maybe another tax to fight climate change, because both of them want to achieve the Paris Accord targets. And by doing that, that will be costly. They will have to give subsidies to the green industry. So Poilievre is like the Liberals. I'm calling them the LibCon party. But for us, as you may know, we will withdraw from the Paris Accord. We won't do anything for climate change. The climate is always changing and will always change. And we won't give subsidies to the green industry. We won't impose regulations. We won't impose taxes. So that's another huge difference between us and this LibCon political party.
Well done, man. What is the future beyond Max Bernier? Because sometime, maybe soon, you're going to say, okay, enough. At some point, you're going to say enough. And we've never had this conversation. So what's the PPC look post Maxime Bernier? Maybe just as leader, you know what I mean? Because, man, it's taken its toll. I know you're over the target because the Twitter trolls are relentless with you now. More fire than I've ever seen from your feed is the bots and trolls that are coming after you. So you know you're over the target. But what's the party look like? What's your big picture for this? I've never asked you that.
Yeah, I'm very pleased that all these trolls are coming to our X account, and when they're doing that, it's because we are efficient. It's because they don't want us to grow faster. They're afraid of us, and yes, they're out there. So the PPC without Maxime Bernier, that will be the same political party with the same ideas. We created that party based on ideas and policies, and we are speaking about the same policies since the creation of the People's Party in 2018, what I said in 2019, and what I said in 2021 at these general elections. That was the same thing, and that's the same policy for this election in 2025. So the People's Party is there to offer a real alternative to Canadians. They have a real choice that is different. And when I'm saying that we are doing politics based on ideas, and we don't mind if our idea or our policy is not that popular today. Contrary to Polyev and the Liberals, they are doing politics based on polls and focus group. And we understand and we know that the Canadian population has been manipulated by the leftist media, by the leftist politicians, and we need to be out there with strong ideas and a strong vision for this country. So answering your question, that will be the same ideas. And but I like what I'm doing, and people must understand what I'm doing right now as the leader of the party. You won't have that in the Conservative, you won't have that in the NDP or the Bloc Québécois, the Liberal. After each election, there's a leadership review. After each election, we are taking the list of our members and are giving that list to a third-party organization, and we are telling them, send an email to them, ask them for the leadership review, and give us the result. And we want to have at least 51% of our members being able to vote. And so they did that after the 2021 election. They gave us the result after that, and the result was about 96% of our members said we want to keep Bernier as the leader. So what I'm telling you, after the election, this election in 2025, we will take the list of all our members, send that to that third-party organization, and we'll do the leadership review like we did in 2021. So it's a process, it's a fair process, it's a great process. For me, personally, I really like what I'm doing. I'm having fun fighting for what I believe. Saying no to the crazy leftist ideology, telling the truth like I did during COVID-19. So I hope I'll be there, not only for this election, but also for the election in 2029.
Okay, good. How do you suppose that you are not elected? How do you further your agenda with which everyone's expecting to be a conservative majority? I use Mike Schreiner as an example of the Green Party of Ontario, how he really worked the back rooms and got his agenda on sitting members of Parliament's desk. And through them, he was able to further the Green agenda. Can you see a way through to work with these guys once they're in power?
But I will support anybody who will be in line with a policy that we are promoting. What you said, it happened at the federal level with Elizabeth May. Didn't have any candidate elected a couple of years ago, and Elizabeth May was able to, promote our platform about climate change, and so successful that the Conservative decided to have a platform on climate change, and like Polyev right now. So she won the battle of ideas. Every establishment political party in Canada has a platform on climate change, and so they're ready to fight climate change and impose more regulations and more taxes on us. So she was able to win that battle. For us, I hope that we'll have our first candidate elected at the next election. But, with the political system that we have, first past the post, it's very difficult for us. There's no proportionality in the system. We can have, 10% of the vote, but we won't have 10% of the MPs in Parliament. So that being said, we need to grow our percentage of the vote. From 1.6 to 5%, maybe at the next election we can double that to 10, and we'll see. The more support we have, the more influential we will be in politics. So yes, after the election, we will still promote our ideas, but I doubt that Polyev or the Liberals will want to implement our ideas on climate change or also on the equalization formula. We want to reduce the money that Alberta is giving to Quebec on the equalization formula. We can decide that easily, and the federal government can decide to cut all these payments and giving only maybe $1 million, something like that. Now, it's a system, it's unfair, we need to change that. And so Poliev and Trudeau on that, they're also in the same boat. So there's a lot of work to do. But you can count on us. We will always promote what we believe in.
I'm having a flashback here. I remember, and you knew Stephen Harper, saying he should just make Elizabeth May his environment minister and shut all the lefties up, bring them into the fold. It was a little tongue in cheek, and Elizabeth May is a lot more radical than she used to be. But we don't see that working together. Like when the Conservatives win a majority, they should make Max Bernier the deputy of Democratic Affairs or whatever. I mean, come on, man. Bring the guy in. You got some good ideas, and this. I know the argument. Listen, I vote with my heart. I was a Green Party candidate how many times? Crying out loud, I ran for leadership with her and David Chernochenko. I mean, we tried to recruit her because the party needed a star, and she was a star, and she's done very well for herself. And we can use her example of putting all your eggs in one basket and at least getting a leader elected. I don't know how that looks in the PPC, but I
want to answer that. Mm-hmm. Put our eggs in one basket. If we are doing that, I won't be able to participate in the national debates. Look what they said. For me to be able to participate, we need at least 310 candidates on 343. I can tell you we'll have that. We have right now more than 200 candidates approved and selected, ready to run when the election will be called. So we will be ready. And it's at the opposite of the Green Party. Our vote is not concentrated, in one island, in Vancouver Island, in BC. Our votes are all across the country, a little bit more concentrated in Alberta, yes, but all over the country, and I like it. I like it like that. So it's harder for us to have a candidate elected because our vote is not concentrated. But that being said, the time will be on our side. We are promoting a common sense revolution, a freedom revolution, a smaller government that will respect people, respect taxpayers, lower taxes, balance the budget. It's a revolution. So we cannot sell that revolution in one election or two elections. So that's why I said, I like what I'm doing. I'm there for the next 10 years because I know we are working on a mid and long-term plan. That's why we are doing politics differently. I must admit, I know personally what to do to be elected. I was elected 13 years. I can go out there and tell what people want to hear and telling them that, and it will be easier for us to be elected. But no, we know, and like in COVID, we were right, and we were the only political party saying yes for freedom of choice, no for this vaccine, so-called vaccine. That was not popular. We were the only one, but time was on our side, and now we are able to win that battle of ideas.
Brother, I appreciate your passion, and I've got it too, man. I can't turn it off. It's all politics all the time for me. And being in the Dominican Republic for 3 years, I don't know why, because it doesn't affect my life down here hardly at all. So I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated with the electoral system, by your inability to get elected, and by the party's growing. I'm, encouraged by that. I'm discouraged by the so-called conservatives that don't ascribe to conservative values anymore. I call them liberal light, and I've seen your tone change on Twitter a little bit there. I gotta say, I like it. It's a little bit more aggressive. But
it's only empty slogan without any policies behind that, knowing, that it's popular. So, like Poliev said, now he did use my slogan when when I was saying, we are a common sense political party. I said that in 2019, but real common sense. But for him, it's a slogan. He's using that. Now, I said we're a Canada first political party. We are putting our country first. We will withdraw from the Paris Accord. We won't. We will withdraw from the migration compact from the UN. We will defund the UN. So that's why we are putting our country first. But now Polyev said Canada first, but without any meat. It's just an empty slogan. So, yeah.
Brother, I've been in politics since '93. I was recruited by Greg Vesna that said, Jimmy, you got to run. We'll put you up as a paper candidate. Go get the signatures. I lost my voice on See How because I was so scared. I didn't know that when you're that nervous, you lost your voice. And I ran 10 elections after that. Went to Toastmasters to learn how to speak. And unlike yourself, I was never elected, didn't know how to get elected. I got 295 votes in my first time around in '93, but the party stayed alive. And, I had a lot of fun once I got good at it, and I could steel man both sides of the arguments. And the quality of candidates was just horrible. And because I had done it several times, I got really good at it and enjoyed it. So it's in my blood. And again, like I said, it goes back to my frustration of, a small party that's growing not as rapidly as I'd like to see, and a leader that can't get elected so far. Like, what can you do this time around to turn it around? Or do you feel like you just got to keep doing the same old thing? Here's an example. I'm putting you on the spot a little bit here, but I've got a couple high-level and political consultants, backroom guys too, that claim that they put themselves out to you and that they haven't been able to get into the war room. Like, would you consider diversifying the war room a little bit to, bring in some pit bulls that don't, so you don't have to get your feet wet, your shoes dirty or whatever, I think I don't know. I'm like I said, I want the best for you. I want you to get a seat. And if that means we have to shake up the war room a little bit, maybe I'm all for that, man. What do you think?
But don't forget, the Liberals and the Conservatives at each election, they are spending, each one of these parties, they are spending $30 million each. At the last election, we were able to spend $1.4 million. So, and we don't have any debt. It's money coming from our donors, and I want to thank them. But, that's the competition. 1.4 million, we are competing with political parties who are spending during an election $30 million. So we can try to do the best strategy, but if we don't have money to advertise and do marketing, that's difficult. That's why I'm with you. I'm on social media. I'm traveling across the country. I ask my candidate to be active in the real life on social media. And the mainstream media understand the game. They know that if they give me more visibility, we will grow faster. They don't want that. So, but I'm doing a campaign, and look, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., when he was an independent candidate, canceled by the mainstream media. But he did a lot of podcaster, yes, with Joe Rogan, but also I saw him on a little podcast. The guy had only 2,000 followers, and he was out there. So, and I spoke with Jordan Peterson long time ago, and I said, Jordan, what can I do to be in the news on the mainstream media? And he told me, forget it. That's past. Be on social media, be active there, promote your policies over there, and that's what I'm doing. So that's why maybe our growth is a little bit slower, but it will come.
Good. Do you think Jordan will have you back on during I know he had Pierre on. I couldn't watch it. I watched a few clips of it today because I was picking up on an interview you did recently on YouTube. I can't remember who it was. It was with a woman, and they went straight into JBP and Pierre Poilievre, so I did catch a little bit of it. But do you think he'll have you back on? Because that was great.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so before the election. I must say that we didn't ask him to be back, but that will be something that my team will do for sure.
All right, brother. Well, I wish you all the best. I guess has proportional representation made it to the official document? It's in the platform now. It's a plank.
Yeah, it is there. It is there, but it is not written in the platform. But all our candidates, it's there. We just have to update the platform. But yes, we will promote that. But my expectations are very low because it's the conservative and the liberals didn't want that. They didn't want to
Sure.
give us, the opportunity to be in parliament. They don't want our ideas to win the battle of ideas. But we will, and I'm patient.
It certainly carves out a niche. It gives you another platform that no one's talking about. I mean, the NDP's campaigned on it several times, and then when they're in party, they never do anything about it. But and you do have, that phenomena of regional governments. We saw it with Preston Manning's reform, and wow, I mean, I didn't know he was such a brilliant political mind, and you've got the Bloc, and, Vesna always joked about making the Bloc Ontario party. I'm not sure how you do that because it seems to vote Liberal most of the, well, they go back and forth, I guess, but you don't have that advantage of the regional concentrations. So being spread out, it's a numbers game. So, I wonder how you battle this time. I mean, maybe it's easier this time around because we're pretty sure it's going to be a conservative majority. So maybe the pitch is, hey, your vote really doesn't matter this time. Like it matters.
Yes.
It never matters in first past the post because 70% of the people voted against the governing party. And sometimes it could be a majority government, it's 60 roughly or whatever. So maybe that's, that's where you say, hey, it doesn't matter this time. Now you can vote purple and not worry about splitting the vote.
You have a point there. We have a lot of supporters who are telling me, Maxime, I like you, I like your ideas, but I want the Liberal out. So what I can tell them right now, Poilievre will win. Look at the polls. It's 40%. People are voting against Trudeau and the Liberals. So Poilievre will win. There's no splitting the vote. So now you can vote in line. You can vote for your own conscience. And you can vote for the People's Party. We will keep Poilievre honest. We will push him in the right direction. Our ideas will be more influential, so there's no risk. It's a win-win. You have your Poilievre government, and you're giving us a voice to promote what you believe in.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, I think, you got to stay on with your principles. You can't just govern by the polls like the Conservatives do. And, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And I think that you're going to recruit or a young Preston Manning, I don't know, crossed with a Rick Mercer with a little side of Don Cherry is going to be the next PPC star. You know what I mean? Somebody, that communicates well and is youthful and genuine. And, it's out there because you have the policies. And the true conservatives, and a lot of these kids are growing up really conservative now because they're going through the madness, the liberal madness, and they're going, this is whack. I can't be liberal. And now they will find the true conservative because the conservatives, the liberal light, and I'm not proud of this, but I call them the carny cucks. Here they come. It's incredible how quickly they forget and how quickly they forget the Conservatives and Mulrooney and the envelopes and all the scandals. And now what? They're a new party? They're not going to do the same thing to you as they just take turns on you. It's pathetic. I saw you tweet that the other day. Pathetic. I'm like, go Max. I love the new tone.
Yeah, but I have a message for people out there who are listening or watching us. If they're ready, to be part of the change, to be the change, yes, we are doing a call for candidates right now. So you want to be the star for the People's Party, the future star, or another star. We are open to that. Just write to us at info@peoplespartyofcanada.ca. info@peoplespartyofcanada.ca. We still have about 140 candidates, 140 ridings where we don't have a candidate. You are welcome. Do it fast. Do it today. We'll be in touch with you in 2 days. And, that will be the beginning of a change.
I'm smirking here as I'm letting you. I'm going to end on this because it's a perfect time. You turned me down last time, Max. I put my name in, and for some reason, I wasn't allowed to go hit home runs. And I'm telling you, I'll come home and I'll hit home runs for the PPC in St. Catharines if they don't have a candidate. I'll come home for 6 months. And we'll take it. We'll make some noise, anyways.
You're always welcome. Come back.
Oh yeah, you say that on my show, and then head office fucking pulls the rug out from under me. I'm not down with that, Max. And I didn't even hold that against you. I'm still your friend. So, and I appreciate your accessibility. Maybe I'll start banging that cell phone a little bit more often with some of my ideas. I've been a very good boy, haven't I? I wished you a Happy New Year or Merry Christmas or something this year, and I'm very respectful. But maybe it's time to light your phone up a little bit. Just on the way out, Max, it's all you, whatever you want to say. I want to get you on time here because I know you got an 8 o'clock coming up.
But, I want to tell people that I'm in politics because I believe in you. I believe in people. I don't believe in a big fat government that will tell you what to do or what not to do. If you believe in yourself and you want real changes in this country, we have the bold policies that will do that. Smaller government, more freedom, and, more autonomy for provincial governments. So read our platform, People's Party of Canada.ca. It's always the same platform. We are doing politics based on ideas, and we are promoting these ideas. You are welcome in our party. You are welcome as a candidate. Don't hesitate. Be part of the change. Thank you very much for giving me that opportunity to speak with you and with your audience.
Well done, my brother. I love you. Your passion is infectious. And I wish you all the best. God bless, man. There's a lot of people that are supporting you out there, and I give you credit for tuning out the noise. And you're over the target when those bots and trolls come that hard for you. They are ridiculous, but some of it's hurtful. It hurts. Come on. It hurts. Well, I don't get much of it, but when I do, it hurts a little bit. But sometimes when you get out, I'm like, well, that hurts me too a little bit. No, gotta have thick skin for this game. I know you know all about it. You've been elected before, served in, great positions, had very effective leadership roles, and it's too bad it didn't work out with the Conservatives. But I hope that the country wakes up and finds the real conservative in the PPC. And I haven't done too many shows, Jim Fannin shows lately. I had Ash Schultz on the other day, and he was just the sweetest guy. Nothing to do with politics. It's USS, ubiquitous synergy seeker. And so I'm only doing this because you're so accessible to me. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And I wish you all the best. And we'll have you on again sometime soon, brother.
I appreciate that also. It's always fun to be with you. So Happy New Year to you and to everybody. And you can count on me. I'll do my best for 2025 to be a better year for freedom fighters. Thank you again. Enjoy your time over there.
And where are you tonight?
If you come back to Canada, you can be a candidate.
Yeah. Okay. Where are you tonight? You're on a Twitter space at 8 o'clock, right? With who?
Yes.
Government. Here, I can probably find it right here.
Yeah, they can go on my Twitter account and they will have the link for that. I'll be with them in a couple of minutes.
Government.exe is corrupt. It's on the Twitter page. So go check out Max Bernier right there. And a great picture. What studio is that PR shot of you with the microphone in?
Oh, I don't remember. I can tell you that.
All right.
It may be an old one. I don't know. If I'm looking good, it must be an old one.
It's in a blue suit. Yeah, you're looking good. Yeah, anyways, you're in a blue suit. And, get on to your next event, and we'll talk soon. I appreciate the time, Max.
Thank you.
Peace out, brother.
Bye-bye.
That's how you do that. Max Bernier, always accessible. What was that, 45 minutes? That's usually what I get him for. And he's tightly booked. And coming up here next is it's almost like I haven't used Zoom before. Jeevers creepers. So at 8 o'clock right here. Let me retweet it. So everyone watching knows where to go. So, now, I want to believe Max when he tells me, if you come back to Canada. No, I'm not coming back to Canada unless I'm the PPC candidate in St. Catharines. I mean, I could be flexible, but no, that's my home riding. What, am I crazy? Maybe it'll be summer, at least. I mean, I don't know. If you come back to Canada, you can be the... You said that last time privately offline, and I didn't get accepted as a candidacy. We joke, partially. All right. Oh, I forgot to wish him a happy birthday, Eve. Pile on in the comments and wish the man a happy birthday. It's tomorrow. Damn it. It was right at the top of my notes. I made notes this time. And I'm proud to say I got through most of them. So, peace, love, hug your neighbor, and I am out. Yeah, it's definitely the first time. Oh, I'm recording. Good night now.
Recording stopped.
Jeepers. I am entertaining, at least for myself. There's record. I'm on the twatter. I'll just put it in the comments here before I scoot. What's up, Phyllis? Do it. What? Go back to St. Catharines and run? Great show. Thanks, Nick. Publius Cornelius. Reminds me of the story of the turtle and the hare coming to mind. Susan Machine. Susan the Machine Racine. Hey, welcome to... Oh, I can't see it all. What up, Phyllis? PPC free, strong and free, one nation under God. A few comments I didn't get to. Here he is on the gram. Oh, hi, Graham. That's that. That's the honorable back. Yeah, that one's current. And then this is the PPC on the gram. Whew. Can't believe I'm overheating. Maxime Bernier PPC. Whew. What is up? It's not even hot. Oh, I put pants on, that's why. And this is the YouTube. Pants and socks. Sucks. What? What? I gotta get these things off. Okay. And then I did the Twitter already. All right. So I think I can get out of here now. It's under an hour. I'll upload this to the socials and get it properly hashtagged and SEO'd. Yeah. These guys are good in the background. Hopefully they found the live video. Is we still live? Yeah, we should be live, so. Looks like it got some retweets, so. Oh, I got a little traffic. Perfect. 1.2K. Nicely done, kids. Max, all the best, my brother. Peace, love, hug your neighbor. And I am out. I know I said that before, didn't I? But this time I'm really out. Like late.